Hey guys, and welcome to a slightly revised video on Payday 3. A close friend of mine asked me to do a complete review on Payday 3 in its current state as of today, and I took that challenge on. I have scripts lined out, structures for the different aspects I wanted to talk about, all the videos and pictures I needed, minus a few screenshots from the dev blogs, but something changed. Something inside me just wasn't right as I was working on it. It took a while to realise, and when I figured it out, I felt relief. I felt happier knowing what the problem was. It's quite a glaringly simple issue as well, and it's as follows. I just can't care enough about Payday 3. Not in the same way I cared and loved Payday 2. I cannot justify or bring myself to put more effort into this review than they appeared to do in-game. So with that said, a few opinions on Payday 3 with a scattering of my own. This is what Rug had to say. Payday 3 is fun, and I like the fact that there is an emphasis on needing a team. There's a lot of cool mechanics like being able to take human shields, and hostages feel like they're worth having to trade for meds. Visually, the game's guns are also pretty sick. I don't mind the skill trees, but the abilities needing certain conditions will always make some skills unusable due to the specific conditions. Overall, the major issues for me are that it's extremely rushed, lacking features a game as new as it should have had. It also had features that a game like it shouldn't have had. Bloom is a dead game mechanic that should have never been added, and the weapon stats are pointless because the vectors for its effects are not known. Unfortunately, despite having fun with it, doesn't justify purchasing it. It's not even close to worth the price, and I was most certainly ripped off. And now, Sora's opinion. As of today, Payday 3 feels more like a sequel to Payday the Heist than a sequel to Payday 2. Not is all bad, mind you, but while they made steps forward in some categories such as graphics and gun shooting, we've got also massive steps backwards in things you thought they learned from the 10 years of Payday 2. Someone at Starbreeze, director of the UI and overall gameplay, had to be a giant Call of Duty 2019 Plus fan looking at how things are. And finally, my thoughts. Payday 3 released too early and too expensive for what it is. Even ignoring the greed side of the purchase options, the game looks slightly better than Payday 2, which given the time frame is not something to be proud of. The release was one of the worst I've ever seen and brings back horrid thoughts relating to Robot Arena 3. Loud play is average, stealth is change for change's sake and not necessarily for the better. Some of the buttons on my mouse that is recognised by Payday 2 wasn't recognised in Payday 3. The levelling system is awful, the weapon levelling system is awful and unnecessary, and quite frankly, I regret purchasing it. Editor Splat here, just a short excerpt from one of our streams that we did on Payday 3 to briefly explain how skill researching works.
How do you unlock more skills? I want to research the next skill of this, but I can't. Right,
so what you need to do, and this is why I don't like this system, when you get experience, it goes into researching the first skill in a line, the one that you've selected. When you've got that one unlocked, you then need to have use one of your skill points to get at least the basic one of that skill line in order to have your XP then go into the next set of skills in that skill line. So you need to research the first one, then buy the first one, then it researches the line.
That's so dumb.
I agree. Yet another freaking post-edit thing I have to add. I'm getting sick and tired of games releasing before they're finished, with the philosophy of get something out the door and patch it in later. Anyway, devs have released blog number 13 with proposed changes to the challenges and progression, which for me was one of the bigger failure points of Payday 3. I tentatively like the proposed changes based on heist completion, and therefore playing as intended, and not arbitrary kill count, by hiding in a bathroom and waiting for the Lemmings police force to file in one by one at the bullet buffet. There are other videos and reviews that go into greater depth with regards to the different aspects of Payday 3, and more power to them. I would much rather play something or stream or edit videos on games that are more fun and engaging for me. Maybe in a year's time, when Operation Medic Bag has concluded, the game will be in a playable and, more importantly, fun state. Until then, however, I will not be covering this game here on my channel or on Twitch. Thanks again, and see you next time.